Speaking of the SEC, how about we talk about those Kentucky Wildcats? John Calipari's squad in the Sweet 16, despite his top 4 scores being underclassmen. That has been a theme of Coach Cal's time in Lexington. Here he is on why he goes with that one-and-done approach.
What we're doing here is right for these kids. I wish I could coach them 4 years. I wish I had think of some of the teams I would have had if we had guys for 4 years. You don't think I want that? Oh, he wants everybody to leave. What are you, crazy? Love them to stay, but I'm not going to ask them to stay for me. And I'm not, when kids choose to leave, it's based on what they want for themselves and their families.
It's funny that he said it's based on what they want for themselves and their families. I covered DeMarcus Cousins when he was in Mobile, and I talked to him, after he left Kentucky and was like, did you discuss it with Coach Cal? And he was like, Coach Cal told me, that's it, man. Like, you serve your time here, you're done. He said Coach Cal practically, pushed them to the NBA. So it's ironic that Coach Cal said it's based on the kids and what's best for them. But I specifically know Cousins told me Coach Cal was like, you done all you need to do here. Go ahead and earn your dollars in the NBA because he's running a factory. Come on, Dylan.
He's like, it's a revolving door. That door don't stop. It hits you on the ass and it sends you off your way to the curb. And as much as that sounds like a harsh way of it, it's just something. It's a product of the culture we're in right now. Because look, Coach Cal operates, the currency he operates in is minutes. And when he's telling some high school senior, I got all these minutes for you going to start.
Because those guys going to the league.
He's going to the league. Right. It opens up a lot of minutes, so you can have a lot of great stats, and you can really impress NBA GMs and coaches in your 1 year here, and then you go off to the league, and the next high school senior turn college freshman comes in and impresses, and he makes the leap. It's a trampoline factory. That's what you come in, you take one big hop for one big year, and you hope it's good enough to launch you right to the league. And it's funny. I remember you telling me that before, and we think about it so much of, I think you're ready. I really think you're ready. But it works both ways. I know Coach Cal, he is the best used car salesman of all time. And I think for him, it's twofold. And he's obviously in the media going to highlight the fact that this is the best decision for these kids. And it is. I mean, for a guy like Boogie.
That was the one and done.
Look at him. He's ready. Right. Brow ready.
No doubt about it.
All of them ready. All these guys ready. Just like, Monk and Fox, they're ready.
Right.
Yeah, if they want to stay, they can certainly stay, and that's fine.
But that hinders what Coach Cal is going to do. Because
100%.
Remember when the Harrison twins stayed and you still had Willie Cauley-Stein and it kind of got –
right,
it was like too many people because we thought some of these guys would have gone to the league already. You kind of had Tyler Eulis, on the bench looking for playing time and things of that nature.
Yes. And I remember when he was coming up the bench, he was probably their best option at point guard.
Right.
But because you had some other guys there was sort of a little bit of a logjam, which is interesting. And that's what's so funny about Coach Cal is he's got to have this kind of long-term plan. It's got to be like, a weird planner all ahead of him of who he's interested in bringing in recruiting as far as the juniors and seniors in high school, who he currently has that he expects to leave. The guys like Briscoe that's on the team right now that's not necessarily, stayed another year that maybe aren't ready for the league. And so you got to find a guy, some spots for a guy like that. And then, and then the guys that you're like, okay, you got to go. But part of that whole plan is recruiting guys that and expect are good enough that all they need is 1 year to showcase their talent and then they go. Now, if that development is retarded a little bit, if that development is stunted a little bit, well then it throws the whole plan into upheaval.
Right, because I can't go get the marquee guy and say you're going to be the man here if I got Fox and Monk all of a sudden coming back for some reason because I didn't foresee that.
And a guy like Bam Adebayo is like, Coach, I'm like, wherever I go, I'm starting. I'm going to play all the minutes, and that's it. Look at all these letters I got from every other coach out there. If you ain't got the minutes for me, I ain't got time for you. I'd love to wear the blue, but I kind of need to play. I'm not trying to be in college for 2 years. That's not part of my plan. And it's so funny because I think a lot of people out there watching would think, oh, Coach Cal, how difficult for him. He would love to have all these guys on the same team.
No,
you can't have all these guys on the same team. No. There's only so many minutes for 5 guys at a time, and your rotation can only be about 8, 9 deep at the most. And it throws the whole thing off balance if all of a sudden people start staying. He knows what he's coaching, and that's the culture of this day and age of basketball. High school kids already have dreams of the NBA. There's sort of the in-between dream of like, Yeah, okay, well, where do I want to go for that 1 year, that little stopover?
Kentucky sounds
Yeah,
good.
that sounds great. Cool.
Yeah.
Kansas, I can go there. I can go somewhere else. But it's all to get to the NBA. Guys are already thinking about the NBA when they're in playing AAU and playing in high school. And it's just a matter of who wants to be that revolving door. And Coach Cal has made no bones about it. I'm going to play into this culture. This culture is one that's helped me. I'm going to help these kids. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep it going so that there's always someone waiting to come take the minutes of the guy that's about to leave and go to the league.
Nobody does the one and dones better than Coach Cal, and we'll see if he can get another championship back for Big Blue Nation.